Here's Doc Rivers talking about playing without his best players.
Last game, we were the first team in NBA history to win a game with your two best scorers out. I mean, that's history. That's not like one game or 1 year. It's hard to do, man. Like, take Jokic and Murray away. You know, go to each team and take your two best players away. It's going to be hard.
Yes, it is. What a weird year in Milwaukee. You get your coach. He finally gets a chance. You fire your coach. You bring in Doc Rivers. And it felt like he was held at gunpoint to take the job. And then you lose Giannis. Dame came back, but, in limited fashion last night, and you get eliminated. You get eliminated by a Pacer team that just loves to run. They go. And sometimes you look at teams. Now, I don't think the talent on Indiana is great. Tyrese Haliburton is a wonderful player. But sometimes it's the collection of talent that makes you a great team. Like the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are a talented team, but I think they're a great team because you put all the pieces together. And speaking of the Knicks last night, you know what? That's what you want out of a great player. Jalen Brunson he's one of those guys that you're going, well, let me see if he can do it again. And then he does it again. Well, let me see if he can do it in the playoffs. And then he does it in the playoffs. And they did a really good job first couple of games on him. And he sort of picks his spots. There's spots on the floor, and he probably learned a lot from playing with Luka in Dallas. He just kind of gets in these pockets, and he knows what to do, and he goes at his own pace. Boy, he's lethal. And it still feels like, yeah, but he's like the second player you want on your roster, like he was in Dallas. Now, he's a number one. He's a true number one, whether you like it or not, whether you're willing to admit to it, because you watch and you go, how does he do that? He just knows how to play basketball. And his supporting cast, they all fit together, but it's not a great group of talent. You don't even have Julius Randle in there. But they go in and they beat Philadelphia, and that was that's one of those where you go, that should have been the Eastern Conference Finals. Just with everything attached to it. Endings, missed calls, guys stepping up big. Knicks did a great job on Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Brunson and company lead the charge, and now they got the Pacers coming up on Monday. So Cavs at the Magic tonight, Clippers at the Mavericks. That is Game 6 as well. What else do we have, Seton?
Well, we were talking a little bit about the Knicks, too.
Okay.
Trying to figure out the Knicks.
All right.
The Knicks have a good player or great team chemistry.
Both. Yeah. I mean, do they have a great player in Jalen Brunson? Yes. They have great chemistry because they don't even have a number two guy. I mean, Josh Hart's a nice player. He's not a number two guy. I mean, he's not. If we're going, okay, do they have a Jamal Murray? And the answer is no. Like, it feels like each night somebody sort of fills that role. But you can't go into, game one against the Pacers going, you know what? Dante DiVincenzo is going to come up big. You don't know that. And I think that's Josh Hart. You don't know that. But they do fill in the box score. They do a lot of different things there. So I would say it's really the sum of the parts that makes them a great team. But Brunson's a great player. He is. He just doesn't feel sound or look like he's a star player. And even in Dallas, I kept thinking, why are you going to let him go? Now, they get Kyrie, but still, if you said to Dallas you could still have Kyrie or Jalen Brunson, I would want to have Jalen Brunson. Kyrie's been wonderful this year. Jalen Brunson, now, granted, he wouldn't be scoring like this in Dallas because Jalen, is a ball-dominant star in New York, just like Luka is in Dallas. Yes, Seton.
It's funny. That's one of those situations where, you know how we do if you took this guy off that team and put them on there, would they still be as good? I think if you switched Kyrie and Jalen Brunson.
With the Knicks?
Yeah, if you put Kyrie on the Knicks.
I don't think they are where they are right now.
You don't?
No. I mean, Brunson's played at a really high level. Kyrie's still great, but
sharing it with Luka.
Yeah.
Which isn't easy.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, maybe similar results, similar stats. I don't know. I mean, I want to be fair to Kyrie because He, of course, is the most talented player to ever play the game. But Brunson, he just knows how to play. He's not afraid of a big moment either. So he's up there on that level. Yes, Mark.
And there's definitely true team chemistry because Brunson, DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart all play college basketball together too. Yeah. So you can't really dispute that.
Also, the fans, they tried their best to take over Philadelphia, even though the owner of the Sixers helping out the first responders, getting them tickets. And when Embiid first came out on the floor, I thought it's a good thing the first responders are in the building because he looked like he needed help. But he had the brace on, and give him credit, And then they've got $60 million in cap space, and they have 5 first-round picks that are available. So the 76ers are in pretty good shape. Now, the question is, who's that person you bring in? Tyrese Maxey's a free agent. You're going to pay him. I think there's some guys you're going to let go here. Maybe Kyle Lowry comes back as your backup point guard. Maybe. Tobias Harris, see ya. There'll be a couple of players that probably won't be back. Oubre is going to want to get paid. But if you could bring in another player, and that's why there's been talk of, can you bring in Paul George? Okay. I don't want to stunt the growth of Tyrese Maxey because I want Maxey to take that next step and be Brunson. I want him to be the leader. Embiid is a spectacularly talented player. He's going to the Hall of Fame. But I do think you almost have to see that torch passed and let Maxey be the guy who's going to be running that team. And maybe that helps Embiid. So it's not always, hey, you got to put up 30 a night.